Stocks taking a nosedive today, closing down 600 plus points. Investors are reacting to a poor jobs report that showed an unexpected rise to the unemployment rate, which rose to 4.3%. And this is the highest it's been since October 2021. And now all of this has experts bringing back, the R word, possible recession. No one wants to hear that word. Is it stagflation? But don't worry, Biden, he is coming to the rescue. He released a statement writing, quote, "Today's report shows employment is growing more gradually," adding that business investment remains strong. Joining me now to break it all down, former Trump senior economic advisor Stephen Moore. Also with us, global business consultant Hillary Fordwich. Stephen, let's start off with you. Job growth is lower than expected, 114,000. Kamala Harris's campaign, they're blaming who else but President Trump, her spokesperson, right? You can't make this stuff up, right? Writing, quote, "Donald Trump failed Americans as president, costing our economy millions of jobs." What do you think of them trying to blame President Trump for our economy now?
Well, people should go to our website on unleashprosperitynow.com, and you can see we put out a chart book that shows of the 20 major economic measurements, everything from employment to inflation rates to gas prices to small business confidence to poverty, that on 18 of the 20 statistics, Trump has much better record than Biden does. Now, what happened today, look, I'm not going to say we're headed to recession. I hope we're not. But it was a bad report. There's no doubt about it. And if you look over the last year in what's called the household survey, where they estimate how many people are actually employed in the United States, the amount of basic employment growth over the last year is very close to zero. So this is not a strong economy. I still think it's not too late to divert ourselves out of it, but we've got to move away from these policies. And look, I think within 6 months, Trump could turn things around.
Absolutely. Now, Hillary, President Trump proposing no taxes on tips for service workers, and now he's proposing this. Seniors should not pay tax on Social Security. So is this possible? What would this mean for the economy?
Well, first of all, pleasure to be back with you, Lydia. I mean, Social Security is our money. We paid into that money, then we're taxed on it again. So it's never made sense in the first place. I think what he's proposing is very popular. Who works in the service industry wouldn't want to have their tips not taxed? So I think that he understands the regular person. That's what the messages are that are being sent. And now as for Social Security, well, while I'm not a Social Security expert, the government is in control of taxes, and why can't they just repeal those taxes? I would think that would be a very good policy. I think that it would be very good for seniors who depend on Social Security for their livelihoods. And I think it's something that gives Americans back what they put in themselves.
And Stephen?
Yeah, Hillary is right. I would add to that one of the reasons it's important to take away the tax on Social Security is there are a lot of people, we want people to continue to work in their 60s, 70s, and I know people are still working in their 80s, and we punish them. We punish them by basically saying the more you work, the more we're going to take away your Social Security benefits. So seniors face the highest tax rates of anybody in the economy. Many of them lose 50 or 60 or 70% of their income, of their paycheck if they work. So this is pro-work. I think it's an ingenious idea. And I think a lot of Democrats are kind of thinking, gee, we wish we had thought of this.
We have less than a minute left, so I'll ask you both this question. Can Powell convene a meeting now, like instead of waiting to cut rates? What do you think, Stephen, and then you, Hillary?
That's a good deal. No, I think he'll wait till September, but I think a rate cut is coming. And the only question is whether it will be a quarter point, or I'm hearing today now they're talking about maybe a 50 basis point, reduction in rates, which means they're very worried about the state of the economy.
What do you think, Hillary?
Yeah, I agree with Steve. And I will say it's getting closer and closer to the election. I think they're trying to be apolitical. I think Jerome Powell really regrets that he didn't do it back in July.
All right. Stephen Moore, Hillary Fordwich, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Pleasure.